first one is our surgery chart. When you look at the rationale that I copied, you'll see it rationales for ICD-9. That's how old it is. But we can certainly take anything and help us learn what our how to code these procedures. And this is a pretty common procedure that you'll see. So I want to go over it and let's make sure we understand it. What we've got here is we've got a pre and post-op diagnosis that's the same. Segmental obesity of posterior thighs. All right, so the code we got as E66.8, which is correct because when you pull up obesity, there's not a specific subterm for segmental, but we do have the option to do specified type. Now, this is not necessarily a type of obesity. This is more of a specific location that the surgeon identifies, and we assigned it as E66.8. I want us to look at the procedure here. This is the patient was given general anesthesia and prepared, marked, and outlined and so forth. The posterior medial thigh region was infiltrated with the solution, and then the liposuction, which is actually pulling out the fat from the patient's thigh. This was done on the right and the left. So I want us to look and find a code and see how we come up with this code. And I pretty much think that the majority got this correct. But for those that didn't, I want us to break this down. I want us to understand it. So I'm using the index in our CPT book, and I'm going to type in, if I go back to the procedure, I'm going to see that it says posterior thigh lift with suction assisted lipectomy of the posterior medial thigh bilateral. That lipectomy is where I'm going to go, but I need to understand what was done through that incision. Through that incision, the accomplished procedure was actually the liposuction. And that helps me to understand better where I'm going to go in my CPT book or encoder to understand which code is applicable. So I'm going to type in lipectomy. All right. And here I know it's an aspiration because they did a liposuction. So they suctioned the fat out of the patient's thigh. So I have a category here, and I'm going to just pull it up. And I'm going to open my codebook view. I have started using this a lot. The head and neck, the trunk, I'm trying to find my location. When I find my location, I come up here, I click on it, 15879, suction assisted lipectomy. But then I'm going to read my code description, and this is pretty much what this physician did. So, like I said, the majority got this code and the bilateral for the 50 to identify that as a modifier. That was awesome. So I don't think I'm going to have any questions on this, but I want to open it up as we go through these today instead of at the end to make sure that we understand. Any questions on the correct coding of this? So we've got E66.8 for our diagnosis, and we have 15879 with a modifier of 50 for our procedure.
Please, the diagnosis come again.
E66.8 E66.8.
Okay.
What did
All
you
right.
get, Eugenia? Did you get something different?
No, I specified obesity.
Okay, so you got the E66.8.